And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. You hear me say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share. By the way, this is the one place you're going to get raw and unfiltered facts from actually somebody that was there in the room. I understand what's going on, and I want you to understand it too. For example, Trump just had a press conference in the Oval Office. For what? Well, to celebrate the 90th anniversary of Social Security. But as expected, they took questions. He answered a whole ton of questions about other topics. He, for example, spoke about D.C., and maybe the most clippable moment of that press conference was this. Play it.
Well, we're going to be getting the criminals the hell out of here. We don't want the criminals in Washington, D.C.
Mr. President. Would have been funny if someone would say, nothing for nothing, Mr. President, you got 34 of your own, no? Meanwhile, he did speak about Social Security. He did. And while reading a pre-written speech, he said that there were, get a load of this, he claims that there were 12.4 million names on that list who are over 120 years old in the Social Security database. Now, let's be clear. He was also quick to question the legitimacy of that data. Play the clip.
We cleared 12.4 million names listed in the Social Security database over 120 years of age. Think of that. So we had 12.4 million names where they were over 120 years old. Is that right? That's a hell of a statement. I have a feeling, Dan, that's not really that really didn't happen, did it? So you have 12.4 million names listed in the Social Security database that were over 120 years of age, meaning you were breaking records, because I've never heard of anybody at 125. There were nearly 135,000 people listed who were over 160 years old, and in some cases getting payments. So somebody's getting those payments, and we're after that.
Yeah. I'm going to bet you 5-1 right now that there were no checks that went out to anybody who is allegedly 160 years old, that they will end up bringing no claims against anyone, because that's not what was discovered by DOJ. Remember that Department of Government Efficiency, Department of Government Stupidity? Well, Trump must have been fact-checking mood, as he not only fact-checked his staff, but also tried to fact-check the D.C. mayor. Play that clip.
Half of the people here, maybe all of the people here, most of you live in D.C., you are petrified to go out, and you're liberal, and if you're liberal, you're going to have to change. You're Democrats, you're going to have to change your ways. So we will have crime under control very shortly in D.C., but they're record numbers, and sadly, what I guess the mayor did, but whoever it was, they asked the numbers to be fudged so that it would show less crime than the fact. The fact is, it's worse than it's ever been, and we will have it just like we did at the border, where with borders are totally in great shape right now, the best ever, record-setting shape. We'll have the crime situation solved in D.C. very soon. And
again, what's going to happen when the crime numbers don't go down, right? Or that they don't go down of any significant number? Who's he going to blame for that one? Now, while all this is going on, the trial is happening right now in California regarding Trump's use of the National Guard in L.A. Trump claims, of course, that the city, everything is always a big finality, right? Claims that the city would have burnt to the ground if he hadn't intervened. Play that clip.
They came. If I didn't go and put our military there, or National Guard in that case, and we'll go military if we have to, but the National Guard went there. They were very effective. If we didn't do that, I don't think you would have had the Olympics in Los Angeles. The place would have been just like the 25,000 houses that burned down.
The houses that burnt down were from a natural catastrophe, from the wildfire. This is a whole nother animal. But if you ever listen to Trump, everything is a finality. If without him, everything would have burnt to the ground, and so on. Well, wait, there's more, because he then turns to talk about tomorrow's meeting with Vladimir Putin, saying, here we go again with the finality, if he weren't president, Putin would want and would have already taken all of Ukraine. Play the clip.
Mr. President.
Does Putin have a strong hand tomorrow?
Well, he came to our country, and I heard CNN fake news talking about that was a big win for him. Normally, you would say the opposite, but they said, oh, it's a big win that he came here. Normally, we would say the opposite, he came here. I think that President Putin would like to see a deal. I think if I weren't president, he would take over all of Ukraine. It's a war that should have never happened.
Mr. President.
If I weren't president, in my opinion, he would much rather take over all of Ukraine. But I am president, and he's not going to mess around with me.
Again, that tough finality exterior. See what happens. That's the problem when you put these finalities in. Well, tomorrow when they meet, let's see what happens, which is why he's now again calling that there's probably going to need to be another meeting thereafter. Well, sure. One of the two parties in the negotiation isn't even invited to the table. Meanwhile, he then says that he thinks Putin wants peace. But then again, there will need to be a second meeting after tomorrow's to come to a deal. In that way, what's he doing? Deflecting. He's putting it off to another date. Play the clip.
But the more important meeting will be the second meeting that we're having. We're going to have a meeting with President Putin, President Zelensky, myself, and maybe we'll bring some of the European leaders along, maybe not. I don't know that it's going to be very important. We're going to see what happens. And I think President Putin will make peace. I think President Zelensky will make peace. We'll see if they can get along. And if they can, it'll be great. I've solved 6 wars in the last 6 months, a little more than 6 months now.
Did he say 6? Because in an earlier segment on this Michael Cohen show, I was under the impression Caroline Levitt said 7. 6, 7 world wars, fucks the difference, right? I can do anything. Meanwhile, reporter then asks President Trump what he is intending to give Putin to incentivize peace. Play that clip.
Mr. President, one on your Putin meeting and then one on DC crime. Are you prepared to offer Vladimir Putin access to rare minerals to incentivize him to end the war?
We're going to see what happens with our meeting. We have a big meeting, and it's going to be, I think, very important for Russia, and it's going to be very important for us, and important for us only that we're going to save a lot of lives. Look.
Yeah, let me be very, very clear. What I am hoping is that this meeting tomorrow doesn't go off like Helsinki, which, nobody there, nobody taking notes. It was merely Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Putin's interpreter. It's a danger because we actually will have no idea what is being said. And we have no idea, of course, how Zelensky and the Ukrainian people will react, let alone the rest of the world. Trump also turned around and he's already telegraphing where this meeting is going, says that the United States foolishly spent money to support Ukraine. No, he said it. Play the clip.
Yeah.
Rare earths, do you plan to offer him access to that at all?
We have great rare earth. We made that as payment for all of the money that we've spent so foolishly in Ukraine. We spent $350 billion. Now Europe spent $1 billion. That's a lot of money. They spent $100 billion. That's a lot of money. But we shouldn't be spending a lot more money than them, and they understand that. And I think that's maybe why we're not spending money anymore. We're not spending any money. They're paying us for everything. So people are shocked when they hear it. They don't even understand. They don't even write about it. But we're not spending money, but we are spending a lot of time trying to get the war solved. If we can get the war solved, we'll be very happy. As far as rare earth, that's very unimportant relative. I'm trying to save lives.
And on DC crime.
See, they're not writing about it. They're not talking about it because what you're saying is just not accurate. Here's what they have written about, and I want each and every one of you to Google it. How much has Europe spent in terms of supporting Ukraine? And the answer is $300 billion. How much has the United States spent? Oh, yeah, $125 billion. He's reversing the numbers, and he knows he's wrong. But like everything, they want to rewrite facts. And the fact is that they have outspent us approximately 3-1, which, by the way, they should. There are many more of them than there are the United States. We have put in certainly more than anybody else, but we did not put in over $300 billion, as the president keeps repeating, as if by repeating it over and over again that the lie is going to become the truth. That's a Stalin-esque approach. Meanwhile, Trump also mentioned inflation reaching a perfect number. It's perfect. Whatever that may mean, today's inflation report showed that the producer price index, the PPI, at its absolute highest level in years. Play the clip.
We're also fighting the menace of inflation to make life more affordable for American seniors, and we've ended Biden's inflation nightmare. So we had the worst inflation in the history of our country, and now our inflation is down to a perfect number, a beautiful number, hardly any at all. And yet our country is taking in tens of billions of dollars and trillions of dollars, actually trillions of dollars in tariffs. And you know all about it. It's been amazing. They say, why are we taking in so much money? Last week they found $29 billion and they couldn't figure out where it came from. I said, check the tariff shelf. And they said, how did you know that's where it came from? We're taking in billions and even trillions of dollars in tariffs paid by other countries who, frankly, were taking advantage of us for many, many years. And they were doing that to us, but our people didn't know it. We didn't have smart business people.
It's why I'm going to continue to tell you, anytime you hear a lie like that, the pushback, tariffs are taxes. Consumers pay tariffs. And thank God that we had him. He found where the money came from. Just me, Mr. President. I can't imagine. It's just amazing. How'd you figure it out so fast? Reporter also goes on and asks if he was concerned that Brazil, Mexico, and Latin America are getting closer to China because of the tariffs. Play the clip.
I would like to see it.
And on tariffs, Brazil, Mexico, and Latin America are getting closer to China, and they say it's partly because of the tariffs you're imposing those countries. Are you concerned them getting closer to China?
No, not at all. I'm not concerned at all. They can do what they want. None of them are doing very well, and what we're doing in terms of economics, we're blowing everyone away, including China. We're doing better than any other country in the world right now. Brazil.
By the way, we were 2.5 times the GDP of China on the day that Joe Biden left office. Just a little factoid for you. That's why I constantly say we must be a stronger, a more united community with a united message, because only together can we put a stop to the silliness. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.